Welcome to today's deep dive into one of the most fascinating and surprisingly valuable coins in the world of numismatics, the 1977 1-cent Lincoln Wheat-style penny, a coin that on the surface looks like just another piece of loose change but in reality has gained immense attention among collectors, treasure hunters, and coin enthusiasts because of its extraordinary rarity, minting mistakes, striking anomalies, and historical background that all together contribute to the fact that some examples of this penny have sold for as much as $500,000, and in this script we are going to journey into every angle of why this coin is so sought after, how these kinds of minting errors occur, what possibilities make it so valuable, what collectors look for, how the coin market reacts to such discoveries, and why you should never underestimate the change in your pocket because hidden within ordinary-looking coins could be treasures that command life-changing sums, and as you stick around until the end you'll gain not only a full understanding of the 1977 penny but also insight into the broader world of coin collecting where human error, machine malfunction, and sheer chance can transform a coin worth 1 cent into a coin worth $500,000. And so let's begin with the context of the 1977 penny itself. Struck at the height of the Lincoln Memorial Cent era where the obverse carried the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse carried the Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparo, with hundreds of millions produced across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, making it appear to be one of the most common and ordinary coins in circulation, yet it is precisely in these massive production numbers that the possibility of errors increases. As high-speed minting presses working at extreme efficiency sometimes produce coins that deviate from perfection, and these deviations are exactly what coin collectors hunt for because they transform the mundane into the extraordinary, and in the case of the 1977 penny the errors range from double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, repunched mint marks, broad strikes, die breaks, and sometimes combinations of these anomalies which dramatically raise the value. And when authenticated by reputable grading companies such as PCGS or NGC, these coins can fetch astronomical prices, the most famous example being a 1977 penny with such a rare and dramatic error that it crossed the $500,000 mark, shocking even experienced collectors. So what exactly makes these errors so valuable, and why are they different from ordinary circulation wear or damage? The answer lies in the rarity and verifiable nature of genuine mint errors, because unlike coins damaged after leaving the mint such as scratched or bent pieces, true mint errors are born during the striking process itself under conditions outside the control of the public, making them unique and highly collectible. For instance, a double die obverse penny from 1977 would show Lincoln's profile, lettering, or the date with doubled images created when the die itself shifts or strikes more than once during hubbing, producing ghost-like overlays of design elements that the naked eye can see and that collectors adore. Another famous anomaly is the repunched mint mark, particularly on coins from the Denver Mint where the small D mint mark was sometimes punched multiple times by hand in the die before 1990, leading to visible overlaps or shifted mint marks, and in 1977 such repunched mint marks have become legendary among specialists. Then there are off-center strikes where the planchet, or blank coin disc, is not properly seated in the press when struck, leading to coins that are misaligned with portions of the design missing or blank areas visible. Sometimes only half the coin is struck, creating a surreal-looking error that immediately commands attention and high prices. Clipped planchets represent another kind of error where the metal sheet from which blanks are punched overlaps or misfeeds, leading to blanks that are missing curved sections resembling bites taken out of the coin. These clipped planchet pennies from 1977 have sold for thousands depending on severity. And of course we cannot overlook die breaks and cuds, where the metal die itself cracks or breaks during use, causing raised blobs of metal on the coin surface, in some cases obliterating letters or part of Lincoln's profile, creating one-of-a-kind pieces that collectors pay dearly for. So when all these possibilities combine in the context of a year like 1977 where vast numbers were minted but very few errors survived, you have the recipe for coins worth hundreds of thousands, and the thrill of the hunt drives collectors even harder. Because the possibility that one of these $500,000 pennies is hiding in a jar of change or a forgotten piggy bank is both exciting and motivating, adding to the lore and mystique of coin collecting. And the broader question is why errors occur in the first place. The answer goes back to the intense pressure on the US Mint to produce billions of coins every year, often using dies that wear down or machines that occasionally malfunction, combined with the human factor in steps such as punching mint marks. And while most coins come out perfect, a tiny fraction emerge flawed in spectacular ways. These flawed coins slip into circulation unnoticed until sharp-eyed collectors discover them years later, by which time they have become rare, coveted, and incredibly valuable. And what is truly remarkable is how condition further amplifies value, because a 1977 penny with a major error but also in near mint state condition free of scratches, wear, or corrosion can easily jump from thousands into hundreds of thousands. And certified populations of these coins are incredibly low, making auction bidding frenzied when one surfaces. And there are also transitional error possibilities, such as when the mint changes compositions or designs between years, and some experimental or accidental strikes slip through, for example coins struck on the wrong planchet intended for another denomination, so a 1977 penny struck on a dime planchet would weigh less, appear smaller, and be instantly recognizable, making it worth massive amounts, similar with foreign planchets that sometimes entered the presses, producing coins of wrong metal content that collectors treasure. And so when we talk about the 1977 penny reaching values like $500,000, we are speaking about the pinnacle of rarity, error type, and condition converging into one legendary coin. And the implications are huge because it proves that even coins minted in the millions can contain hidden jewels. It also inspires new generations of collectors to examine their change closely, creating a vibrant and dynamic hobby. But the financial side is just as interesting because high-profile sales of coins like this drive mainstream media attention, with headlines proclaiming that a simple penny sold for $500,000, and this media buzz pulls new participants into the hobby who then learn the difference between ordinary and extraordinary coins, fueling even greater demand. And within the collector community such coins become legends spoken of with reverence, discussed in forums, shown at coin shows under glass with heavy security, and studied in detail by numismatic scholars who document every known example. And it also raises the concept of provenance, because the story of where a particular 1977 penny was found, how it was graded, and who owned it adds to its mystique, sometimes doubling its value simply because of historical association. And as years pass without new discoveries, the known population remains tiny, increasing rarity and ensuring that the few verified pieces continue climbing in value. And beyond just the financial worth, these coins embody history, mistakes of man and machine frozen in metal, serving as tangible lessons in minting technology, industrial processes, and the unintentional artistry of error. Each error tells a story, whether it is the hand of a mint worker misaligning a punch, a die breaking under stress, or a planchet slipping sideways at the exact wrong moment. And that frozen moment becomes immortalized and then treasured decades later by people who value the rare over the ordinary. And so, the 1977 penny valued at $500,000 is more than just currency. It is a cultural artifact, a reminder that perfection is not always the goal, and that mistakes can sometimes create beauty and immense value. And for the passionate collector, these coins are not simply investments but adventures, mysteries waiting to be solved, treasures waiting to be discovered in the most unexpected places, fueling stories of people who found life-changing wealth in jars of change, flea market tables, or family heirlooms. And so as you continue your journey into coin collecting, remember the lesson of the 1977 penny, that the smallest, most overlooked objects can hold immense secrets, and that with knowledge, patience, and persistence you too can uncover coins worth fortunes. And as we wrap up this exploration, I encourage you to keep learning, keep searching, and keep believing in the possibility that your next find could be the next headline, the next legendary coin, the next 1977 penny worth $500,000. And if you found this journey engaging, make sure you stay connected with us, because together we can continue uncovering the fascinating, surprising, and incredibly rewarding world of rare coins that prove time and again that treasures are hidden in plain sight, waiting only for those with eyes to see. Next, 2017 P1 cent USA coin. We dive deep into the stories behind everyday change that could actually be worth a life-changing fortune. And today's spotlight is on the incredible 2017 P Lincoln penny. A coin that on the surface looks like any other common cent you might see in your pocket, but under the right conditions with rare errors and extraordinary mistakes it has proven to be worth as much as $100,000 to collectors and experts who know exactly what to look for. So stay tuned as we unravel every detail, possibility, and hidden clue that makes this coin so valuable and why you might be holding on to a little copper-colored disc that could pay off your debts, buy you a house, or even change your life forever, because coin collecting is not just a hobby but an adventure into history, rarity, and astonishing luck where the smallest details make the biggest difference. And the 2017 P penny is a perfect example of how a simple minting decision, an error, or a misprint can turn an ordinary object into a treasure chest. Now let's dive into why this specific cent has captured so much attention. First of all, the 2017 P Lincoln cent marks the very first time in over 200 years of United States coinage history that the Philadelphia Mint included a mint mark, P, on the 1 cent coin. This was done as a special acknowledgement of the 225th anniversary of the United States Mint. Prior to 2017, pennies struck at the Philadelphia Mint had no mint mark at all. They were simply blank under the date, so the addition of that little P became an historic moment in American coinage and instantly set the 2017 P penny apart from all the cents before it. Millions were produced, but collectors immediately knew this unique feature made them a future collectible. Now add to this the fact that any era coins from this year would be even more sought after. Because not only are you holding a penny with the first ever P mint mark in the history of Lincoln cents, but also one that carries mistakes from the minting process itself, and that's where the magic begins. Errors can range from simple die chips to extreme double dies, off-center strikes, missing elements, wrong planchets, die breaks, broad strikes, misaligned dies, repunched mint marks, and even transitional errors, each one making the coin progressively rarer and more valuable. Now imagine a collector's excitement when they find a 2017 P penny not only with the historic P, but also carrying a dramatic doubled die verse where Lincoln's profile, IER, or inscriptions like "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" appear doubled. This type of error can bring thousands of dollars at auction, and in some extraordinary examples, when paired with pristine condition, full red luster, and certified grading by PCGS or NGC, the price can skyrocket towards $100,000. Then there are off-center strikes where the coin is struck incorrectly and part of the design is missing while leaving a blank crescent of copper exposed. The more dramatic the off-center, particularly 50% or more, the higher the value, and if the date and P mint mark remain visible, the value increases even further, because collectors crave errors that still clearly show the important identifying features. Then come die breaks and cuds. These are raised blobs or chunks where part of the die cracked and left behind a bold raised feature. Coins with dramatic cuds covering parts of Lincoln's head or the lettering are highly collectible. And when tied to the unique first year P mint mark, they gain even more attention. Some of the most valuable error cents are broad strikes where the collar die fails and the coin spreads wider than normal, creating a pancake-like appearance, or struck through errors where grease, thread, cloth, or other foreign material got between the die and the planchet, leaving strange impressions. Collectors love these freak mistakes. And in 2017 they became even more prized because of the added history. Now think about transitional planchet errors. Though rare, if any 2017 P penny were struck on a leftover planchet from a different denomination like a dime or foreign coin, its value would soar astronomically. These anomalies are so scarce that they can single-handedly push a coin into six-figure territory. And don't forget about misaligned dies, which create off-kilter designs where one side is shifted compared to the other, or even multiple strikes where the coin was struck 2 or 3 times instead of once, creating ghostly overlapping images of Lincoln. The possibilities are endless. Every type of mint error adds layers of rarity and demand, and when certified in top condition by professional grading companies as mint state 65, 66, 67, or even higher, the value doesn't just increase, it explodes. Now let's talk about the collectors themselves. Why would someone pay $100,000 for a penny? The answer lies in history, rarity, condition, and demand. Coin collectors and investors see these unique pieces as not just money but as artifacts, frozen moments of U.S. history that can never be reproduced. The 2017 penny symbolizes a turning point, the first time Philadelphia stamped its mark on a cent, making it historically irreplaceable. Now combine that with an era that occurred purely by chance and you've created a one-of-a-kind treasure. Owning such a coin is like owning a piece of art. Rare stamps, or famous memorabilia, people with the means are willing to spend big to add them to their collections. Auctions have shown time and time again that even modern coins with dramatic errors can fetch astonishing sums, and the 2017 penny is one of the most famous modern cents for this very reason. Now imagine the possibilities in your own pocket change. Millions of 2017 pennies entered circulation, and although most are worth face value, some escape the mint with errors unnoticed, meaning they are still out there waiting to be found. That's the thrill of the hunt. Regular people stumble upon coins in their change, coin rolls, or inherited collections, only to discover later that what they thought was a simple penny is actually worth tens of thousands. This possibility fuels the excitement around the 2017 penny, and it's why collectors everywhere are scouring their change, searching under magnifiers, and submitting coins to grading services in hopes of striking gold from copper. So the big question is, what makes the 2017 penny worth up to $100,000? It's the combination of being the first and only cent with the Philadelphia mint mark, its unique place in history, the fact that collectors know it was a one-time event, and most importantly, the existence of rare mint errors that elevate common sense into priceless treasures. Imagine a coin with a perfect double-die obverse in mint state 67 red, with full luster and no contact marks. Slabbed and authenticated by PCGS as the finest known of its kind, such a coin would ignite a bidding war at auction, with wealthy collectors driving the price into the six figures without hesitation, because rarity plus demand equals value, and coins like this sit at the heart of that equation. But even less dramatic examples can still bring serious money. A 2017 penny with minor die cracks, small off-center errors, or struck through grease errors can still sell for hundreds or thousands depending on condition, proving that it's not just the extreme cases that matter but every variation contributes to the overall mystique of the coin. Now let's not forget the importance of condition itself. Collectors place tremendous emphasis on whether a coin is circulated or uncirculated, brown, or full red, and the grading scale from 1 to 70 determines just how much a collector is willing to pay. A flawless mint state 70 coin with blazing red color and an error would be virtually priceless, whereas a heavily circulated one with the same error might only be worth a few hundred. So condition and rarity go hand in hand, and the 2017 penny, being relatively modern, offers the chance for pristine examples to still be discovered tucked away in rolls or collections. The story doesn't end there, because this penny has also sparked debates about future values. Will it continue to rise? Many experts believe so, because the Philadelphia Mint will never again repeat the experiment on cents, making 2017 a once-in-history event. Future generations will look back at this year as a landmark, and as surviving pristine examples become fewer due to circulation wear, the demand for high-grade specimens with errors will only intensify. This is why now is the time to check your coins, examine them carefully under good light, look for doubling, off-centers, die breaks, and anything unusual. Because even if you don't find a six-figure treasure, you may still uncover a valuable error worth hundreds or thousands. And that's what makes coin collecting so thrilling. Every pocket of change is a treasure chest waiting to be unlocked, every coin a possible jackpot, and the 2017 penny is one of the greatest modern-day symbols of that excitement. So keep your eyes open, your magnifiers ready, and your passion alive, because hidden among billions of ordinary coins might be that one extraordinary piece that could change your life forever. And the hunt for the rare and valuable 2017 penny worth up to $100,000 is one of the most exciting journeys any collector can take, proving once again that the smallest details, the tiniest errors, and the rarest features can transform a simple 1-cent piece into a fortune. So next time you get change back at the store or crack open a fresh roll of pennies from the bank, remember this story. Because the coin you casually toss aside could actually be the key to unlocking history, rarity, and unimaginable wealth, all packed into a little copper coin that began its journey in 2017 with a tiny, mint mark that changed everything.